Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. It popped in, popped out, but I'm here now. So I just realized I forgot to grab my Stampin' Blends and a stamp set because we're going to do some adding today to our paper pumpkin. So today is Wednesday. It is Paper Pumpkin Playdate. I will not be here next week because I will be in Ohio next week. So I'll put a challenge up for you and you can show us some of the alternates you have done instead. So Paper Pumpkin, of course, is a subscription kit. Now all the kits in the kit collection are on sale right now, 10%, 20%, and 30% off. But the Paper Pumpkin is not part of that sale, and that sale is for the whole month. So let's go ahead and switch cameras, and let me get my thingamajiggers here. So just want to remind you, if you had bonus coupons from July when you placed an order, then now is the time to redeem them. You want to redeem them in August. I'll be sending out a reminder email for that. And then those of you that were in the truck class, I'll be sending you today, this morning after this live, I'll be sending you your bonus coupons to use. Again, the kit collection is on sale up to 30% off. And next month's Paper Pumpkin is the Show You Care. It's the one of loyalty and encouragement using flowers and the meaning of flowers. And tomorrow is the last day to subscribe for this. So the information is down below on YouTube and up above on Facebook on how to subscribe for this next kit, because it's going to be amazing. They're going to give you an extra stamp set in it as well, and it's going to be all about flowers. So it sounds amazing. That post went out this morning if you need more information on it. And then we have our Christmas Kit Club. I have a local one and I have a Zoom one, and that is $10 a month. And the kits we'll be using for September is Love Santa Tag Kit. For October is the Festive Tag Kit. And for November is the Cozy and Bright Kit. So you want to get those ordered now while they're on sale, right? And before they run out, because they are while supplies last. So those are just some housekeeping things to remind you of. If you are new to my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, welcome. If you're catching this on a replay, go ahead and put replay down below on Facebook and up above or on the side, I think, for YouTube. And then of course, if you're on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you'll know when I go live, which is what I do more often than just videos right now. After I get back from taking my son to college, then more videos and lives will be showing up. So Paper Pumpkin is a subscription kit. It comes to you once a month to your mailbox, and all you have to do is add scissors, because it's an all-inclusive kit. So everything you need to design the cards or to create the cards as they were designed is in the kit. All you have to do is add scissors. Now you'll see me use some other tools and things, and that's just to help make the kit experience that much easier, quicker, and simpler. So when you open your kit, the first thing you get in your very first kit is a clear block to put your photopolymer stamps on. All right, and you can see my stamps look kind of pink. They don't come that way. They get that way by using reds and pinks and purples and blues. It's just the photopolymer that soaks up those colors, but it doesn't hurt it. They still stamp perfectly. So the blocks are great. I like to use my ergonomic blocks because they're a little thicker. You can see that. Now what I've had a lot of customers do is they take these blocks, because you get one in every kit from the kit collection. You get a new block. So they glue the two of them together. They use the Stampin' Seal Plus or the regular Stampin' Seal, and they stick them together to make them double the width, and that way they're easier to work with. So that's something you can do too. If you have multiple of these skinny blocks, then you can do that. Otherwise, you can always get some ergonomic blocks that are just a little bit easier to hold. So you'll see, plus I have a variety of sizes, and so I like to use all the different sizes for the different images on the stamp set. So you'll see I'll be using those. And then we have our Daffodil Delight ink spot. Every kit comes with at least one ink spot, sometimes two. But instead of me using this during the demonstration, I tend to use a full ink pad. Now, when you're using one of these, you're just going to break open the paper here, and then you will have your stamp on your block, and you'll use the ink to do that, to put the ink on the stamp. Instead of, you'll see me use the stamp on here and tap it onto the ink. When you have these little ones, it's easier to tap the ink onto the stamp. Just so that you know, that's just one way to make your life easier. Hi, Missy, how are you this morning? All right, so we have here the Fun in the Sun Paper Pumpkin Kit, and boy, this one was really easy to come up with, lots of alternates, and I had a lot of fun playing with this one. So I've got another set of alternates for you today. The original design were these 3 cards, 3 of each, so 9 cards, and they were fun fold card. On the back of our no-fail instructions are the ingredients. Here are some alternate ideas, and I'm going to do something similar to this one today. And then we have the coordinating colors, so you can bring in other colors, which I'll be doing today as well. And then there's more places here. There's all kinds of places all over Facebook besides here on Junebug Creations. And then on Facebook besides Junebug Creations, there's plenty of other places that you can find ideas and inspiration for this kit. When you first open the instructions, it shows you card 1, card 2, card 3, and all the ingredients for each of those cards so that you can find what you need and put them together. And then it goes through with the no-fail instructions. This little roll thingy here, that is the Terran tape, which I have here at, no I don't, that's why I had 2 on my thing. This is Terran tape. It comes in a roll like this. We sell it, but when you get it in the kits, you get a little bit of a smaller version. So this is the Terran tape, and then the little black dots are the glue dots, and we have those as well. There's no dimensionals on this one because of it being a fun fold. I think they decided not to do dimensionals, but super easy to do, to follow those instructions because they're no-fail instructions. You can do this. So here are the cards as they were designed. So this one says Hello Sunshine, and it stands like this. So you can see here it's got the fun fold, and it shows you how to do that. And then I've got a video from the first time we did this that will walk you step by step through how to do that fold. So there's that one, and you could write on the back if you wanted, or you can write on the inside. I don't know, I would probably be inclined to write on the back and then just have the front like that. And then we had this one, Relax, You Deserve It. Got a nice Adirondack chair, and again it stands like that and has that fun Mountain Valley fold. All right, or accordion fold, I guess is what they were calling it. And then this one, Sending an Ocean of Love, and then it stands again like that with the fun fold. So super fun cards. So my first week of alternates, I just changed a few things up, moved things around. I wanted to use this Sorry I Was Crabby sentiment, and then again it stands. So I just altered a few things and moved a few things around. And then on this one, this one I just showed that you could add, if you had an old paper pumpkin that was called A Little Smile, or if you had the kit that we used to have called A Little Smile, there were some sparkly sand dollars and starfish in there, and so you could use that. All right, and then we also did this. So we took that white chair and we took a dauber and some melon mambo and turned it into a pink chair. And then I inked just the relax word and stamped it all over, multi-stamping. So inking it once and stamping it 2 or 3 times, and then we tied a little bit of linen thread on it. All right. And then last week I showed you how to use the skeletons. So this pink thing was white, and we used again the Melon Mambo and the dauber and sponged it pink. But this is the outline from where the sentiment pieces all popped out of. So this, there we go. Where is it? This sentiment piece came out of there. And so then I just showed you how you can use it, and then we used the stamps to just do a little message. We used an embossing folder to dress up this color, and then again we used our linen thread, which is one of my favorite and go-to things. And on the inside we used the deckled rectangles. So then we did this card. So again we embossed it so it looked like starfish, and then we used our sentiments to make a word collage of all the ones except for the crabby one on here. And then again we used some twine, and then I had showed how the first time I had done it like this. So I used this, but then I had an extra set of flip-flops and did it that way. So just two different ways that you could do it. This one was bigger, this one was smaller. It just depends on what you want to do. So lots of ways to use this kit. I've had tons and tons of ideas. I still have some extra stuff in here. I'm going to need these and these. All right, but today I'm going to bring in some outside things. So I'm going to bring in the Waves of Inspiration stamp set because, you know, it goes with the beach thing. Don't know if you have this one, Missy, but it's a great kit. It's a great stamp set. And then I have the Stampin' Blends. I have the Crumb Cake Stampin' Blends. Where's my cards? Here we go. And then I'm bringing in a piece of sandpaper. You're thinking, what? Sandpaper, June, on your card? Yeah, I'm bringing in a piece of sandpaper. I had to go buy some because my husband never went and found an extra one of his, but that's okay because now I have it. So this first card we're going to do is going to be similar to that alternate that we saw. So I started putting it all together and I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to do that in front of you. So I have this piece of Melon Mambo, some white and some Daffodil Delight, and you can see I just put strips along it versus using whole pieces of paper. Never got the wave set? Okay. All right, so I have, move that out. So I have this, we're going to go ahead and put it on here like that, but not quite yet. I have a little bit of extra that went up here. Let's go ahead and trim that off like that. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use the sandpaper, and I only need it this wide, so I'll be tearing it down, but I'm just going to tear this. I want it this way. Here, I think I want to tear it this way. So I'm just going to tear a little bit of the sandpaper like that off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the trimmer to make it the same width. So I need it to be 3.5 inches wide. Now I have a blade. Let me get my blade out. I have a blade that I use strictly for, should have gotten it out ahead of time. I have a blade that I strictly use, here we go, that says magnet. So when I was cutting magnet strips, magnet sheets for the inside of my cases, I used to buy the vent covers. Now you can buy these on Amazon already cut and ready to go. But before then, I used to cut my own. So I had a dedicated blade for that. So I'm going to use that. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to use that in here on my sandpaper so that I don't ruin all my blades, because your sandpaper is going to kind of ruin your blade. So let's go ahead and cut this, I said, at 3.5 inches. That's let's try doing it this way, see if that works. Might have to do it by hand. Nope, it did it. Whew! I'm gonna blow that off because I picked a really chunky sandpaper. Okay. Actually, I wonder whether this, I can't remember how fat I needed the sandpaper. All right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to do this up here like that. So, okay, so I need a good, what is that? Probably about 2 inches. So I'm going to turn this back over because it seems to cut better that way. Run it through. All right, move that out of the way. I'm going to blow it out. When I come back from Ohio, I need to do some cleaning of tools for you. All right, so then we want to just keep tearing this so it's a little bit, you know, beachy looking, because the beach is not flat, right? It's different shapes. All right, so I did put some dimensionals on the back of this. So we'll go ahead and put those. Take those papers off. Now you can use your fingernails if you have fingernails to take your papers off. If you struggle with getting the papers off, the Take Your Pick tool works amazing. You just poke it in and pull it off. But it works amazing. All right, now I got sandpaper stuff all over the place. All right, so I'm going to put this right about here. So this is similar to this, except I didn't use the chair and everything. All right, I changed it up. I wanted the sunset scene, and then I wanted the beach right there. So we need to put dimensionals on the back of this so that it is even Steven. All right, what all do you have planned today? Great idea for the dedicated blade. Yeah, you just kind of have to, otherwise you'll go through too many blades, because I'm sure that just did a number on my blade. So I've always used a different blade, and then I just use a Sharpie to write down what that blade was for. So the sandpaper look, yeah, I think that looks so cool because, man, it just makes it look like the beach more. This is a rough beach, but that's okay. I don't have a chair on it. I'm not there with my flip-flops on it. So we'll go ahead and do, whoop, just realized I put those too high. So let me see if I can peel those off and move them down. There we go. Because there's overlapping. So you don't want to put your dimensionals where you have overlap, because then it'll be all wonky and pop up too much. All right, so I'm gonna do it like that, and then we don't have the dimensional overlap. All right, so doesn't that look cool? That looks so cool. Let me zoom it in for you so you can see. But that looks so cool. Doesn't it look totally beachy? Totally I can feel that there's sand on my table. So then we're going to use this little guy and do the Wish You Were Here, because that doesn't look super relaxing. So we're going to go with the Wish You Were Here. What did I drop? Oh, piece of sandpaper. All right, get a block. Here we go. And instead of the yellow, though, I'm going to go with the, I'm going to use early espresso. No, I'm going to use black. I'm just going to go with straight up black. All right, so tap, tap, tap. With this black, you can kind of mush it a little bit. You don't want to mush it too much. Where's my scratch paper? Here we go. All right, you always want to kind of test out. Okay, it looked like I had too much black on there, and I don't want it to be all icky. So we're going to do the Wish You Were Here, like that. Put our black back on there. And then we're going to slather this up with glue so that it sticks really, really good to that sandpaper. Okay, so we still don't want a lake, but we do want a fair amount of glue on there so that it will hold. All right, so don't do a whole lake so that it gooshes out all over the place or splooshes, but you want enough so that it will hold, and just part ways on here. So that should be enough, like that. So I'm going to hold it down because it is rough sandpaper, just like real sand. It gets everywhere. Yeah, right? You're going live around 4 today? All right. I will be at a family mani-pedi session. All 4 of us. Grandma, my husband, myself, and my son are all going to get mani-pedis before our trip. My mother-in-law is going in a different direction, but she's leaving tomorrow when we leave for Ohio. So we're doing that. Then we're going out to dinner. And then we will load the cars, go to bed, get a good night's sleep, get up in the morning, and hit the road early. So I don't know if I'll be able to catch your live or not, Missy. I'm sorry about that. Today is the last day here at home. We have to get all the rest of everything finished. I have a starfish here that I'm going to put right here on the sand, but not on the sandpaper. Just right here. All right, so this, I don't know if that's sticking. We'll see if it holds. That might have been too much, or I might, oh, no, it's not sticking. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to use a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to pull off that glue. Pull off that glue because it is not sticking to this, and I'm going to use the tear and tape. So let me, yeah, so I got to kind of get it to dry, and I'm going to use the tear and tape. I should have thought of that in the first place because the tear and tape is really sticky. Oh, so is that still? All right, let's see. All right, I thought the glue would work okay, but apparently not. So we're gonna put a bunch of tear and tape on here instead. And then we're going to use our take your pick tool. I really thought that glue would hold. All right, come on. So you can see there that I use this to kind of rub down that paper. There it goes. All right. And then we'll get it off of here. So tomorrow we head for Mount Rushmore. We're going to try and get there by the time they do the lights. So we'll see the lights first the night before, and then the next day we'll go hike around and take a look at Mount Rushmore and then head out for my brother's in Wisconsin. Whew. I'm having a time today with this. That's really sticky, so let's hope that holds. All right, let's hope that holds better. I think that will hold much better. I got a little bit of sticky on me. All right, so the tear and tape is the way to go when you're using the sandpaper. All right, tear and tape stuck. Yeah, it's not coming off. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and stick it on our card. And since we've got that tear and tape out, we'll just go ahead and use it. Across here. Across here. And then I'm going to do it down each side just to make sure that it stays put, because it is heavier than normal with that. How far is Mount Rushmore? It's about 12 hours, so we're going to have to leave early enough, probably around 6, so that we can find a hotel and then get to Mount Rushmore. I think and we'll probably only have to stop maybe twice for, you know, gas and food, potty stops. We'll do our best to stop as little as possible, try and get there, and then we'll get a hotel. When we travel like this, we tend not to book a hotel because we just kind of go at our own pace. And I'm gonna put one more piece in the center since it is heavier. And I think the lighting, I need to double check. I just happened to see it yesterday. I didn't even know that was a thing. I hadn't read up enough, I guess, on it, and I saw that. And so I'm going to check and see. I think that's at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I think, in the summers. So I got to check that so we can see when we need to be there by. All right, then we're going to center this on here like that. Push it down all the way, all around. What I like to do sometimes when I have a lot on the front is I come and rub it on the back to make sure that it caught. Because we do have, this is a heavy card. I don't know if you want to mail this one. You're going to have to pay some extra postage if you do. So then what we'll do is we'll take this and we will stamp our starfish on here. Let's use our little block. And we're going to go ahead and do yellow ones to kind of match the one on the front. And we'll just do a few over here in this corner and a few over here in this corner, like that, just to give it a little something something on the inside, right? Wish you were here. Let's see, is there anything? I see brighter days, sending an ocean of love. We could do that one on the front as well. Oop, that's too small. I mean, not on the front, on the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Melon Mambo for that one. All right, sending an ocean of love, and then I've got plenty of room to write. All right, and then we will use our regular glue to go along here. Like that. All right. And put it inside our card. Like that. Oop, that's all sticky from that glue. All right, and then we want to do, I think I'm just going to do a few of the starfish along the edge. I'm just kind of spinning my starfish so it doesn't look the same every time, although it is looking the same because it's a starfish. So when you spin it, it still has the arm sticking out, so there's no difference. All right, so that is card 1 for today. All right, super cool. Nice change up with the sandpaper, just gives you a totally different texture and everything. All right, and then what I want to show you is this card. What I did here, another one, and I said I see brighter days ahead, and this is what I added. All right, so let me just show you. So this is this guy right here. Excuse me. And I colored it with the dark, let's see, with the dark, where's my cheat sheet? Oh, here it is. So I used the dark crumb cake to color the wood, and then I used some linen thread to wrap around it. And then I just colored his beak with the pumpkin pie, and I put him in there. But when you see it standing like that, it looks like it's at the edge. And then the coral here and this palm tree, these are from that little smile kit. And so I just pulled those out and used those. All right, so that was one. I'm not remaking this one because I don't have any more of the base to do so. All right, but that was one idea that I came up with to add that to it. And I think I may have seen it on Pinterest. I can't remember now what I saw and what I didn't see. I think I may have gotten that idea. So this one I came up with, and I wanted to use that wave, all right, from this stamp, and then opening it like that. So I used some of the pieces and pieced them together. So I'm going to show you how I made this one. All right, I made sure to save all that stuff so that I could. Do I have everything out of there? I got everything out of there. All right, so we have here a card base. All right, so this is the Azure Afternoon. All right, and so it is scored. Here we go. This is it. It is scored at, it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 and at 1.5 inches up above. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fold this over like this. We're going to do this, and then we're going to pull this one back. All right, at 1.5 inches. And I had it the wrong measurement at first, but I was trying to make sure this wave would fit on there. All right, like that. Okay, and then this blue and this here is from the envelope. All right, did I already cut it out? I thought I had already cut it out. Maybe. Nope, I didn't. All right, so that's why this envelope is in there. All right, so we have this part up here, but not with the sticky stuff, you know, where you lick it to seal it. I didn't want the lick it to seal it stuff. So then the envelope, we're going to tear it open like this. And this card is my own creation, no Pinterest, just my own. I wanted to use the inside of this, and I liked this blue as well. So we're going to, let me look at my notes so I make sure I cut this right. All right, cut. All right. Oh, we can change blades back to the paper blade, because this one probably is going to cut kind of rough. And let's make sure we've got the paper out of there. I'm going to use our brush to make sure any sand is out of there. All right, here we go. So we're going to cut off this sticky part, okay? Because we don't want that in there, just in case, because if it all of a sudden got wet for something, that would be pretty gross. We're going to cut this as a straight line. Cut that off. And then we're going to do this side. And cut that off. There we go. So, and then I'm going to cut 1 1/4 from here. All right, and this is what's going to go right here. All right, and then I need 2 5/8. Now there's a score line here, but you don't have to worry about that because we're going to be embossing it, so you're not going to see it. So 2 5/8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. All right, like that. And then this is left over to use for some other card. All right, so then we're using this piece, and we're going to be cutting, let's see, what did I do here? We're cutting this part off. So there's a score line right here. So I went ahead and cut right on that score line. Oops, I didn't cut this. All right, so we're going to cut this out. I guess we could use this, the trimmer. So we're going to cut along that score line up to there so that we're cutting it off. All right, and then I'm going to just fold this back. We're going to pop this in here, and we're just going to, where's that score line? Cut that score line. All right, and this is extra then for other things. And we have this. All right, so we're going to take this and this. I'm going to glue it and line it up. So I want to put a little bit of glue along here. And I want to line up my beach and my edge. All right, so we're going to line up our beach and our edge, but we have these lines, right? Can you see those? We have these lines here, and we don't want those lines to be like definitive and really show. So we're going to run it through the embossing folder as well. So we're going to run this through embossing folder, this through, and this through. And then we need to make our, we need to do our wave. So we're going to take our wave, and because we don't have the Stamparatus anymore, we got to use our big honkin' block. So this is the big block. All right, it is size F. All right, so we got to put this on here like that. I need to grab some new scratch paper. And then we want to take our Azure Afternoon ink. And because this is so big, you're going to do the same thing that you're going to do with your little ink spot on your little ones. You're going to tap your ink pad on there. Because it's hard to manhandle this block. So you want to have it like this. It's easier to tap this on there. So you want to tap, tap, tap until it's covered nicely, but not gooshed. You don't want to like smush it right in there. Then we're going to turn this around, and we're going to stamp it. Make sure we get even pressure like that. Now, the dies, as you can see, the dies cut out smaller lines so that you could really make this a 3D kind of wave. And you could do that. I'm not doing it for today. I kept it simple, but I have to fussy cut this wave out. All right. The idea with these dies is that you stamp this. You don't fussy cut it out. You stamp it. Then you die cut these, and it gives you the different layers of the wave. But I did not do that, so we're going to have to, and I should have done that all the way down to the edge. And with this, I am cutting right on the line, the ink line, if I can get to it. I am cutting right on the ink line. I don't want a white edge around this. So I'm cutting right along my ink line down here. And then on the sides. And I like to just, let's see. I like to have less paper to mess with. So I'm going to just cut that off. And then I'm going to follow, I don't want any of the white edges for this. So I am going to follow right along my ink line. And now it starts getting a little wavy instead of perfectly straight. And I am going up into that curl, but again, on the ink line. I don't want a lot of white because, I mean, there's already, if you have a little bit of white, it's no big deal because it'll look like it's just part of it. But I am just going as close to that as possible. I thought I had my glasses holder closer. Oh, here they are. Sorry. Need the glasses to get in there. All right, so here we go. So now we don't want to cut off any of those little sprays and stuff, so we're going to kind of go around them. And I just like to cut that off and then go this way and then around it, cut that off, and this way. So this is a little bit trickier for fussy cutting, but you'll see that it's worth it in the end. Now you could do the layers of the other waves, and I might try that at another time, but I did not want to take all your time up this morning. So I don't know. Do you want me to do the other layers of waves, Missy? Must be a busy morning. People are doing other things this morning. Here we go. All right. So I'm just kind of going around all the spray because I want to have that whole effect there, because waves are never just solid, right? They're always full of sprays. Do you surf? Have you ever surfed? I body surfed when I was a kid. I haven't, well, I guess I body surfed. I tried body surfing in Hawaii when we were there, when Kitar was 3. I was a tumble of arms and legs. Even have a video. All you can see is arms and legs. You don't see my head until I surface at the end of the wave. It was interesting. It was not as easy as when I was a little girl or a younger girl. I think the first time I ever did it was in Mexico, and I was probably in junior high, and it's my brother, this guy named Charlie, whose mom was at the same conference, and we body surfed, and it worked out great, but when I tried it as an adult, it didn't work out so great. All right, so we have this. So we're going to emboss all of these things. So let me move this stuff out of the way so we can bring the machine in and do some embossing. And I'm going to use the Painted Textures embossing folder. Surprise, surprise, right? Because it gives that wavy, sort of watery look to it. We don't have anything else that's really watery, so that one seemed to me like the best idea. Oh, no, not all of them. Hold on. We're going to use the stripes here and here, so my mistake. We're using the stripes on this one and the stripes on this one, and then we're using the Painted Textures on the next one. I know my words. Really, I do. Really, really, truly, truly. All right, so let's go ahead and run this one through. I love this striped paper, and it just kind of works. It just, to me, kind of looks a little bit like water might, like waves coming in slowly. So that's why I picked that one for that. And I want to make sure that this score line is where I'll have it, where it will get embossed. All right, so that it gets moved or removed, I guess I should say. All right. See, so now you have no idea. You have no idea where that score line was because it's been changed by the embossing folder. So then this embossing folder is going to have the wave in it. And then it will have that other card piece in it. And then we'll put the card together. So your biggest, the most work was just fussy cutting the wave, really. And then this will go in here and it just fits. All right. And we're going to run that through and that will help hide that seam. And I'm going to run it through twice just to make sure it has a really good emboss. And then we'll move this over. And then you can see how it's all together and it does look kind of sandy. Do you see how nice and wavy and sandy that looks? Because the beach is never truly flat. Well, okay, it's truly flat when the water goes out and that's about it. So, and we're going to kind of hide this seam with the linen thread. All right, so now let's put the card together. Oh, I forgot this piece right here. All right, let's see if I have something smaller that I can work with. I don't know. All right, we'll just use this one. I didn't measure that out for some reason, so that piece is 3 inches by 3.5 inches, it looks like. Oh, that's not a half. All right, I need to get the ruler out. Comment ruler if you always have a ruler handy when you are doing yours. So this is 3 and 1, 2, 3/8, 3 3/8 wide. 3 and 1, 2, 3, 3 3/8 wide by 3 inches long. All right. So, and we're going to do In the Azure Afternoon, Descending Oceans of Love. So before we do that, we need to clean off that stamp because I had done it in the Melon Mambo. Does it go this way? Yes, it goes that way. All right, and of course, because my son is leaving for college, a lot of these cards that I'm doing, I'm like, oh, I could send this to Guitar. Oh, I could send this to Guitar. But since I know he keeps everything, I don't want to have his room just covered in my cards necessarily. So I'm going to be moderate in what I send him so that he doesn't feel overwhelmed. All right. Oops, I forgot to trim off some of that bottom, or let's see. Let's keep the bottom. Let's trim off some of the top because our inside needs to be at 4 inches and we're a little bit over. So we're going to trim off some of that blue sky and keep our beach. I like our beach. So now we're going to put this in here. Oop, it's also a little too long. Yeah. All right, we're going to do it this way. So we want that at 5 1/4 because it was already 5 1/2 because that's what size your cards are, right? So you have to cut that, trim that down a little bit like that. And then we want this to be under here, matched up. So how do we want to do that? I think we want to do it this way first. So I'm going to put some tear and tape, or we'll just use the glue. I'm going to put some glue on the bottom here, and then I will match this up like this. Like that. And then we want to push that over a little. Don't want that peeking out. Oop, come on. Before it sets. There we go. It was almost set, but I was able to pull it over. All right, so, but now it's a little bit high up there, so. Oh, come on. Let's do this. Let's try this again. So we want it there, and we want it there. All right. I think we got it. There we go. All right, so now we'll put the adhesive, the glue, on the whole back side of this. You do have it embossed, so you want to make sure you have enough. You're not going to be writing over here, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more over here. But again, you don't want it to sploosh out, so make sure you don't use too much glue. Ooh! Before we put that down, we need to do our string. Yikes. All right. Can you tell my brain is all over the place today? All right, so we need this. We're going to go ahead and wrap it around twice this way. And it'll be fine. I'll make it work. And now we're going to put it down because I won't be able to tie it in the air. I'm not that good. I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good. All right, that's not, whew, that's a lot. All right. Okay. Oh, it's pulling. See if I can get it to pull some more. So I'm going to pull on this side a little bit, except it's going to be sticky, so I don't know that I want to do that really. So I want this down here because it's supposed to cover our line. So I think we're just going to leave it like that because if I pull any more, I'm going to have glue all over the place. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little cheat. I'm going to tie this in a knot, and then I'm going to tie a bow and use, that didn't get tight enough. We're going to use a little glue dot. That's what we're going to use. We're going to use a glue dot. So we have our little knot there. Now we're going to tie a bow with what should have been the bow in the first place. Here we go. So tie a bow. So the first time I made the card, look, I put it on afterwards, but then it goes around the outside of the card, and so then you take the chance of losing it, even though it's got a knot on it. I mean a glue dot on it. But we're going to go ahead and do this. Eek. Caught it. Like this. And then we're going to do a glue dot right there. This is really loose. All right, let's see if our take your pick tool can loosen up that knot. I'm gonna need my glasses for that. All right, so I've made a mistake. It's allowed to be all over the place. You have a lot going on. Yeah, my brain is just all over. I have some emails for the truck class people today to do with their bonus coupons, and then I'm packing. And I got to remember to pack for myself too, right? So like that hasn't even come up that, oh, we got to pack, Ron and I have to pack for ourselves as well. And we hadn't even really thought a whole lot about that. So we're going to use a glue dot because that just helps everything stay in place nicely. So we're going to put that right there on the corner where we're trying to kind of hide things. Roll it down a little bit. Yeah, my brain is everywhere, Missy. I know you understand. You had twins. And did they go to the same school at least, or was it like Mary Beth who had twins going in 2 different directions? I can't even imagine that. All right, so then we'll tie this knot. And everything's nice and tight. But I am going to kind of cut this down because those are kind of long and they're sticking out. And then we're going to stick this. Maybe we just do the knot. Here we go. Let's fray it. I think we're just going to do the knot. The bow is not working today. I think we're just going to fray this. So we're just going to take it and we're going to fray it, and that makes it look a little fuller. Like that. And we're going to fray it like this. I think we're just going to fray it. All right. It's not wanting to be frayed. Come on. I know there's another string in there somewhere. I had some sort of little comb. I could comb it out. Come on. Fray. All right. Come on. This one just doesn't want to seem to fray the same. All right, there we go. So that works. It's not as pretty as the bow, but it still works. And then we have our sand dollar, or our, we'll put that, hold on, let's get the rest of this put together. So, we'll do this. All right. So now we're going to put this above here, like that. Cover up these cool stripes, but I do have a card for, oh, I'm not going to be here next week. Oh shoot, I had one more card I was going to do that used that side of the stripe. I forgot I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in Ohio at the university, moving my kid into the dorm before he does his orientation. So then this one will go like that. So we want to make sure to put enough glue, because again, it is embossed, so you want to have enough glue so that it sticks, but not too much glue. And we need a little bit up here. All right, I'm done with that for a while. Ooh. There we go. That was brand new glue. It was coming out. All right, so we want this down here. Make sure I didn't go too high with the glue. Oh, just a little bit high. All right, so we have a little bit too much glue back here. So you can just use scratch paper to kind of scrape it away, and it'll dry. Just don't push it down right away if you do that. So you have that, and then we want to put this one on there. I didn't get any glue over here. That's not going to glue if you don't put glue on it, right? You want to have your edges covered at least. All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to stick that in there like that. There we have our glue. We need to do our sentiment, which is waving hello. And what did I use? I used, whoops, that big stamp just fell over. All right, so we're going to bring back that trimmer because I want this piece right here. So I'm going to trim that off. And trim that off. And we want this nice blue piece right here for the waving hello. Oh, I forgot my stuff. Hold on. We're going to use the white embossing powder because that just makes it look really, really cool. All right, so here's our gun. We need our scratch paper to catch the mess. We need our Versamark. This one was, yes, a much more detailed card, but it looks so cool that I just couldn't pass it up. All right, and then we have the waving hello because it's a wave, right? That's the whole thing that got me going on this. All right, waving hello. So we want to do that, but before we do that, we want to do this so that it's not all staticky. And so with this, the embossing buddy, you just rub it across there so it's not all staticky. Then you ink it like that, and I'm going to do it over here. Put that down. And then what you can do is take your little tub, and for less mess, you just want to kind of stick it in there so it picks it up like that. Close this back up because you definitely don't want your heat gun to get a hold of that. And then, I think you can hear me over it, we'll see. Let it kind of warm up a little bit. And then you start doing this. And I'm going to turn this light off and see if you can see it better this way. When it starts turning. Alright. I can't see it. There we go. There we go. See how it gets brighter? It got brighter. And waving hello. There you go. All right. Look at that. Super bright. Let me make sure I got it all. Yep, I got it all. Doesn't that look great? Nice and bright. I don't use the white ink as much as I use the white embossing powder. That to me just really sets it off. Then I need my banner punch. Alright, and I need to trim off a little bit of this. Make sure it's dry and cool. There we go, it is. Alright, then I'm going to push this into here. And we want to cut a banner. Do that. Pop it out. There we've got our banner. And then we're going to use dimensionals on the back of it. See, I couldn't have just talked you through this one. This one I definitely had to demonstrate to show you how I did it. The other one, yeah, you just colored the wood and use the, what's it called? Use the die cut and cut out the bird. All right, so then this one, I wanted right here like that. Waving hello. All right, and then we're going to put this on there with our little bit of glue. And I just set that right there. Need a little bit of bling, because there's always something shiny on the beach, right? Always something shiny on the beach. I'm going to go ahead and put some bling over there. Over there. And there you have it. Waving hello. Sending an ocean of love. Isn't that awesome? Didn't that come out great? I love how that came out. Hi, Donna. We'll watch on the replay, seeing as how you're just coming on. Yeah, and I'm just about done, so that's okay. I totally understand. You're a working woman. All right, so waving hello and then sending an ocean of love. So there's all kinds of things you can do. So yes, it looked a little bit better with the bow, and yet it looks okay with the frayed out knot as well. All right. And you can see on this one, I forgot to use my embossing buddy, so it's a little bit messier. And on this one, it's nice and clean because I used my embossing buddy and nothing else stuck. All right, so that's the difference with the embossing buddy. All right, so this is our card, and where's our other one that we did? Oh, here we go. And then our sandpaper card. Let me get all this stuff out of the way so that can be the focus right there. All right, so there are two. Oh, you know what? We forgot to put some bling on here. We have to at least put one right next to that. All right, so there are our two alternates for this week. Again, I will not be back next week as I will be moving my kiddo into the dorm. So, and the week after that, we'll see whether the new paper pumpkin is here. Otherwise, I might do that one last card that I had planned for you. I just don't have the time right now. I got to go pack up a kid. We got to go pack all the containers, and I got to get your emails out. If you were in the truck class and you paid for the full truck class, then you get a bonus coupon. So I'm going to go do those emails right now to get you your bonus coupon, because you got to use it before the end of August, right? So if you have your bonus coupons, make sure you use them before August is up. Make sure you get some kits up to 30% off, 10, 20, or 30% off on kits, not paper pumpkin. Tomorrow is the last day to subscribe for the next paper pumpkin that will have the flowers and the meanings of flowers in it, and 2 stamp sets instead of 1. So make sure to check that out as well. And if you want to do the Christmas kit club, you want to make sure to order those kits: the Love Santa, the festive tags, and the cozy and bright. I think I sent out an email. About that. If you're not on my email list, then go ahead and put email down below, and I will make sure to get that email out to you, or reach out to you, or send me an email. There's an email on Facebook above or below on YouTube where you can send me an email saying email list, and I will send you out the email list. I will put you on the email list. Have a great day. Yeah, I will work on breathing. Missy, thank you. And Donna, thank you. Yes, we drive out tomorrow. So come back, though. I'll be on periodically live showing you different things, probably from like Mount Rushmore. And then also I'll have some other posts for you, some challenges, so that you can possibly, you know, win some prizes when I get back. So August is just going to be that kind of a month. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Have a great upcoming weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.